I think you have to embrace this fear and
Yeah.
just do it. It doesn't matter what how it will go, but just do it.
Hello, everybody, and we're back with another case study today. Today we have Antonela coming all the way from Romania. Antonela, how you doing?
Hi, Steven. Nice to be here. And let's get started.
Let's do it straight into it. I love it. So how we always start these case studies is I love finding out how does someone like yourself living in Romania, going online, how did you hear about this whole thing about selling on Amazon? Where did it all start for you? Tell us about that.
So, since I was little, I always knew that I want to have some sort of business, like a passive one, but I didn't really know from where to start. I didn't have any person in my family that had a business. And so I started working and researching on the internet, and I came across a lot of people who were selling on Amazon. And after I did my research, I found you guys speaking with so much passion about business itself, not only Amazon.
Mhm.
So I didn't even hesitate, and I bought the course like in minutes.
Fantastic. And so a lot of people find us on YouTube. I'm guessing it was probably YouTube or somewhere you were watching all this stuff or listening to this kind of stuff, right?
Yes, exactly, YouTube.
Very good. Great. Well, and here we are again on YouTube. So it all comes in a big circle. So with that said, you heard about us, you joined the program, which is great. And what is it about selling on Amazon specifically that you like? Like, what was it about the process that interested you in the first place?
I really liked the course because it was like step-by-step lessons. I
Mhm.
really loved to just read it and then make it after.
Sure.
And for me, it was very easy because this kind of business that I really would like to have, and I really have it right now, it's because it's passive and you
Yeah.
don't have to spend a lot of time. You don't have to be there. You don't have to
Yeah.
like stay in the job all the time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. And so you started into the program. How long did it take you to kind of get used to this new way of like researching products and stuff like that? Did that take long to feel like you were getting it, or did it take a long time for you?
So I started last year in March, and till this year, I only learned and I only looked for and researched for products. It was very difficult in the beginning because it was all new.
Yeah,
I didn't had any idea what I was doing, but
yeah,
I was doing it. And this fear of investing in something that I don't even know was a bit terrifying.
yeah.
But eventually, after my products went live, this fear slowly disappeared.
Actually, I know exactly how you feel. I was the very same whenever I started, really, really afraid and all that. And lots of people are in the same boat. So would you say then, like that a lot of these fears and things like that, would you say they slowed you down in terms of like placing that first order? In other words, like, could you have placed the order sooner if you hadn't had all those fears? And what do you think about that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think yes.
yeah,
But I think you have to embrace this fear and
yeah.
just do it. It doesn't matter what how it will go, but just do it.
I love it. So your product, you mentioned then like that you don't have that fear anymore. So tell us a little bit about, you don't have to tell us what the product is or anything, but tell us a bit about like the product, like when you found it, you brought it in, like I know it's been selling for you. Like how has that experience been? What's been happening with the product or products that you've been doing?
So I started with two products. My first didn't went quite well as I expected due to many reasons, but I still call it my best product because I
Yeah.
learned so much from it and what I should improve in the future.
Yeah.
And my second was better, selling quite well in both marketplaces,
Brilliant.
as well as my third and my fourth, which sold out very quickly in Europe.
Wow. That's brilliant. So you've done 4 products now to date?
Yes, till now, yes.
Wow. And so when you, just for anybody watching, I have to pretend I don't know anything, right? It's just the easiest way. When you started, like, did you do all 4 at once or tell people, like, what did that look like for you?
So the first two ones went live in March
Yeah.
this year, and the third and the fourth in July.
Wow. So the third and the fourth, I think you said they both sold out. So they sold out in
Yes.
like not even like a month and a half or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yes.
Wow. And how many units did you have of each of those? Do you remember?
500 was
Wow.
total, and
Ah,
I sent 200,
yeah.
250 in Europe and 250 in US.
Well, great. Good. And obviously not good because you're sold out now, but great that,
Yes,
you know, you had such success. That's brilliant. So you've obviously placed orders for those ones now. They're on the way.
exactly. Yes.
Very good. Glad to hear that. That's great. So that's fantastic. So you've had four products, kind of like two have done phenomenally well. One did well, and one not so well. So the one that didn't do so well, you mentioned you learned a lot of lessons. What would you say are some of those big lessons that that one taught you?
I think there were two big lessons for me.
Okay.
First one was the competitive market.
Yeah.
Because when you choose your first product, you are getting a bit emotionally attached. You're trying to force the market to squeeze your product in,
Yeah.
even though it will not really have any chance to survive. And the second would be this world of numbers, the
Yeah.
POI and POR, the price range, the advertising cost, and everything that involves the final profit.
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, reading between the lines, what you're kind of saying is you got involved in something that you felt might be quite competitive, but that
Exactly.
feeling of like it definitely is going to sell something because it's competitive, right? I know how that feels. I talk about that all the time, so it's interesting. But then your third and fourth product, would you say you kind of like quote unquote follow the rules a bit more closely there?
Exactly. Yes. And
All right.
I repeat, I really learned a lot from my first product.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the hand is on heart now saying, I will never sell competitive items ever again, right?
100%.
That's great. Brilliant. So what's like for someone like you, you're obviously young and really ambitious. What's like the goal for you in the next, say, 12 months to 24 months? Like how many products do you want to get to? Where do you want to be? Because I always love asking that question because I want to help you get there as well. But let us know, what does that look like for you?
Let's say this year I'm planning to launch like two more products till the end
Yeah.
of the year. I would really like to also expand to Australia with all my products.
Yeah.
I'm also getting my trademark in Europe with Robert
Mhm.
Wright. Besides, I have some other, like, let's say, small side hustles,
Yeah.
which from there I'm planning to get my money from there and invest into
Keep
this
on
business.
growing. Yeah,
Yes,
that's great. Well, I know you're going to be successful because, like, whenever you meet someone, you can just tell. For you, it's like it's that drive for sure. It's the fact it's just going to happen. What when a lot of people they struggle pulling the trigger, say on a product now and things like that. You did as well. You mentioned it yourself. You had a number of months where you're really unsure. What would you say to someone who is like, oh, God, I want to place an order, but I'm so scared? What could you tell someone from your experience that would help them maybe calm down and place the order, let's just say?
okay, why you're scared? What could possibly go wrong if you follow the process, if you see all the testimonials, if you just follow the rules and do everything? What could you lose? Okay, maybe you will not make double, but you will
Yeah,
get your money back.
I love that.
So don't never hesitate, just do it.
I love it because actually that's a great point. Like we were just talking about this recently on when you're Wednesday, and we were saying how like if you leave your money in the bank, you get basically zero. All you did was make 10% POI. You'd still be better off than what a bank is giving you, right? So I love what you're saying. You're
Exactly.
basically saying even if you don't do that well, you'll still make more than it's just sitting in the bank or it's doing nothing for you, right?
Yes, and you're learning. You're always learning.
hmm What would you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned since you started working with Marketplace Superheroes?
Just, I think the same. Don't let your fear drive you. Just do it. Do it because you will not regret. Let's say I regret that I haven't found this course like few years back.
That's great. Well, I appreciate that. And just finally, for anybody who is interested in joining, what would you say about like the community and stuff like that? Because obviously, I can go on about how great it is, but like you just mentioned, you obviously like it. Like, what is it about Marketplace Superheroes that you like? You like being a part of?
This community equals to family. Like everybody's helping each other. It doesn't matter where you are, what level. Everybody's there for you, and I think that's the best thing that someone can do for you, because you don't know how to take the next step, but someone is helping there.
Love it.
It's helping you. I think that's very important.
Yeah, well, one thing about I believe here, Antonella, is you'll be a great coach for us in the future. So hopefully, if we come knocking, you might say yes. Who knows? I think you'd be a great coach as well. You've learned a lot of lessons, and as you progress, I can definitely see you doing some of that. So I just like to thank you for your time today. Everybody, jump down below, give this video a big like. Say thanks to Antonella as well. You can say you rock. You can say thank you. Whatever you want to do, please down below do that. I think that you, Antonella, you'd like that as well. Hopefully, you won't be too embarrassed if everybody says how wonderful you are. Anyway, with that said, we'll leave it for today. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate your time. And yeah, look forward to seeing all your success in the future.
Thank you, Stefan, and see you in the group.
Absolutely.